wrong. But you're also right. What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. I am your host.
It's Twitchception.
Brett. Luke's over there showing you Twitchception. He's watching the stream he's on.
I'm studying our stream.
Gonna break us down one by one.
I'm gonna review our stream.
Second by second analytics. He is
straight to streaming.
It would track. It is being streamed.
It makes sense. And then in the middle here, there's Tyler.
Hello.
How you guys doing this week?
Good. Doing well.
The crickets be loud.
Oh,
or
that's
a cicada.
No, it's this.
No, that's a
No, it's
cicada.
not.
Luke can't.
It's making no. It's
No, it's outside.
but it sounds the same. There was slight fizz, and it blocked out the cicada. Oh man, I guess I've been playing too much Destiny, and I'm really tired.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Yeah, that's something actually. As we kind of get into what we've been doing this week, something we've all done. Play a lot of Destiny.
Some Destiny, yes.
Tyler's played some Destiny. Which is more...
I don't know if I'm capable
Which is
of a lot
infinitely
of Destiny.
more than he's played in the last 6 months.
You've played 100% more Destiny than you did.
There's the cicada. He stopped. He ran out of breath.
It makes me nervous that it stopped, though. That means there's a monster, an alien, or a serial killer out there.
Maybe he's hunting us. That's the short film we need to make.
A cicada hunting us?
Being hunted by a cicada.
But like a normal-sized...
Oh, yeah. No, we're not saying no super cicada. This is just a normal size... Okay, fun story. We were dog sitting for Steph's sister.
You just sat on a dog?
Yeah. She's a big dog, so it's fine.
Build it a saddle.
Yeah.
Ride it.
And I let the dogs out.
Who let the dogs out?
I let the dogs out. This is... I don't know.
We're off to an awful start here.
Anyways, a cicada got into my house.
Did the dog eat it?
Gemma tried, but it buzzed and it freaked her out. She dropped it.
Oh, your dog was interacting with the cicada.
Yes, both dogs were here though.
Oh, okay.
That was an unnecessary additive point, I guess.
Just added in fluff. It's extra padding into the story.
I'm trying to get my story to
just
be
like
150 words instead of just 95.
You're telling stories like my wife.
This is an Aspen. It's an Aspen because of the way it is.
I've been doing a lot of writing, and I'm just trying to get that page count up, so that's what I do. In any case, the cicadas are around. Sorry if you can hear them. Hopefully you can't. But yeah, Luke... Tyler, I guess Tyler, why don't you start off? Because you haven't played as much of the seasonal stuff for Destiny, but you've been enjoying the campaign for Witch Queen, right?
Yeah, I've not done any seasonal stuff for Destiny,
So
other than the opening mission.
So how's Witch Queen?
So far, so good. I like it. I think my favorite part about it, and Luke's probably tired of hearing me say it, but it's just the aesthetic of the Witch Queen campaign. I just think it's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I love kind of the swampy feel to it when you're on the throne world. And honestly, it's probably one of if not the most interesting stories they've told so far. So I've enjoyed it. I like it. It's fun to play.
He hasn't even gotten to the Schmeat yet.
No, saying Schmeat sounds
It'll make sense later.
Schmeat sounds like a penis thing.
I'm just defending myself.
Okay,
It's a tease for a Life of P trailer that we all watched.
No, it's been fun though. I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten to play. I haven't even played with you yet. Really,
I know.
Have I? I've played with.
we played the first mission.
The first mission together.
Oh, that's right.
Which we replayed.
We did
without
replay it. Yeah.
Was it better without me?
Yes.
But
When we have to carry an old guy around, it gets tough.
it was better because we switched to legendary.
Yeah, we switched it to legendary.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, I'm playing through it on legendary.
More fun, indeed.
Honestly, I was talking to Lepke today, and we were talking about getting the Galahorn And I was like, I kind of want to just go do that because it'd be nice to feel like I'm not shooting paper bullets for a bit. Because on Legendary, I feel so weak. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing any damage ever. It's just kind of frustrating.
Gjallarhorn fixes a lot of that.
Yeah. It'll be nice to have it again.
That it does.
Some might call it overtuned.
Luke, you and I, though, have played a decent amount of the season. We have a new season of Destiny, Season of Plunder.
Aye.
It's be pirate themed. Arr. How you feeling about it so far?
I've really been digging it. The pirate aesthetic and theme has been awesome.
Yep.
The guns that they added for this season look super cool. I honestly can't even tell if they're good yet. I feel like they are. I'm just distracted by them looking cool. I love the new activities.
Mm-hmm.
There's two weekly activities you can just play through.
I was gonna say the weekly loop of the 6-person activity, the 3-person activity, and then like the 1-person solo activity.
Yeah, the little story
thingy. Beat. Like, I think that's a really nice loop, especially compared to last season.
Yeah, the public event activities always get old pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really curious if this season, obviously we're only 1 week in, and it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But it's like the loot and the activities will be really fun, and the story might it will be okay.
Yeah.
Destiny's story's been really good. It's gonna tie into Lightfall somehow because everything always leads up to the next expansion.
Yeah.
But like last season, it was like, well, yeah, the location being on Leviathan's cool, I guess. Again, I'd rather have the raids back. The activity's okay. But the story was like so good.
Very
and
good.
I just wonder if they're gonna like flip that a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the little teeter totter of story and activities do.
Yeah.
I actually really think though they're gonna probably really surprise us.
I think there's a lot of potential there, especially with Aramis.
Yeah.
And the Elixni, the Fallen. I don't know why. I'm too much of a Destiny veteran, I guess.
The alien race that is most been associated with pirating in Destiny's history.
So I'm wondering if, like, this being the first week, it just still kind of feels a little bit novelty and like pirate fun and loot, and like as we get into the season, we'll start to see some of that serious storytelling come up, and it will be a little less goofy fun and more. Oh,
I mean,
what is going on?
people,
Darkness be coming.
People probably, a lot of people don't know what we're talking about. The lots of people that listen, right?
Right.
But they keep hinting at all this past life stuff with Mizrax and Aramis and Spider. I'm just really curious where that's gonna go. I think we'll get one of those secret missions Bungie likes to put out, something like Presage.
Yeah.
I think it just makes sense with the pirate theme. Like, you hear there's some good loot here.
Yeah.
And so it's a little more special mission.
Well, and I feel like they kind of even tease that in the season. They have like hidden pirate treasure maps, or not treasure maps, but like riddles that you then go and find.
Have you done any of them?
I haven't. I unlocked the first one, and so I need to do it. But
they're fun.
I think that theme has a lot of potential, and they could go real deep into it.
Here's a special yellow treasure map. Yep, like most video games, yellow is exotic. So
yeah, it's a big deal. Deal. But yeah, having a lot of fun with it.
Really can't wait to play more.
Yep. What else did you do this week? Luke, did you do anything else this week?
I finished Only Murders in the Building.
Ooh.
They had their finale this past Tuesday. That show is awesome. I feel like that's just what I say about it every time I talk about it. It's fantastic. It's super funny. Main cast just has incredible chemistry. They're all super funny together. And then really like the last 2 episodes, I thought there was a really nice twist thrown in with the killer.
Was it me?
Yes.
Whoa.
How did you know? How did you know you did it? Also, like, the setup they have for season 3 has got me really excited.
They've not said season 3 is the final season, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think I've seen that.
It was kind of one of the stories that came out either last week or this week that Steve Martin might retire after he's done with this show.
Yeah. Shut up, JT.
What's he saying?
We know about King's Fall.
JT says, we know nothing about King's Fall.
Noobs.
That's a lie.
I mean,
I slew Oryx many times.
What did he put in there? Oh.
I mean, I've never done it, but
So Luke's the noob.
I did. Actually, that's one of the things I did pretty much.
Watch the
I watched the world's first race. It's a fun time. Like, just wanting Dado to win his world's first because he's been trying for so long. It was really exciting. It was really close. There's like 4 or 5 teams all slaying Oryx around the same time. And the team that won, this is the 3rd time they've won, which is...
In a row?
Yeah. They won the Vault of Glass Reprisal. They won Vow of the Disciple, and then they won King's Fall Reprisal. Which is insane. I think, like, people always talk about the competitiveness of Destiny. They need to shift to a competitive PvE. Like, this weekend we're gonna race with this raid that you all know how to do.
Ooh.
Like you won't get a world's first belt like they like to hand out, but it's like, just here's props to you. Like,
yeah,
we'll write an article for you on Budgie.net or something.
They'll give you like a banner.
Special emblem or something. Yeah.
Like, they've done Last Wish hundreds of times. Go do it first. Like, we're starting at 1 o'clock. Like, teams could probably do that in an hour and it'd be super exciting.
Yeah.
Instead of like all this notion that
there's more
Destiny Crucible is
competitive,
and it's not in the slightest.
There's more pressure there too if you screw up as a team, right? Like,
it could
wiping really. Whereas in a normal world's first raid run, like, you expect to die a lot.
Yeah, and everybody's figuring it out.
But like, once
time.
everyone knows, man, if you screw up and you have to restart a lengthy 5-minute section all over again, that could put you out of the running.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun stuff to set up.
I love it.
Instead of Trials. Like, Trials is a mess, and there's too much space magic in Destiny
to make it
PvP to make it any sort of competitive nature.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, only members in the building. Sorry, we got sidetracked. Was there anything else you wanted to say about it? It's really good.
Just, it's on Hulu and watch it. It's fantastic. It's a booyah, both seasons 1 and 2.
Nice.
I guess the last thing that I did, which I don't think needs to be reviewed again, but I hope that people will go watch the show, is I rewatched Midnight Mass. That show is so good.
I showed Stephanie it this last week. We finished it too, so it was awesome. So good.
Love it.
It's
so amazing.
I also watched House of the Dragon episode 2.
Glad you're championing that for us.
Did they ruin it yet?
No, it's good. It's good. I honestly think this series has a lot of potential. You can tell they put a lot of the people who are writing it and really care about it, and the people who are funding it really want it to succeed.
They kind of need it to.
Yeah.
So
they really do. It is kind of their last ace in the hole kind of card, they've got up their sleeve to play. And I
want to watch it.
They're definitely getting into things a little faster. And I think I mentioned that last week. Like, things are moving faster than in Game of Thrones. But it has still some of the same dramatic tension. It's still kind of the same story of the fight for the throne. That's kind of what Game of Thrones is. But new characters are all good. Matt Smith, happy to say that he does not put on an encore performance from Venom 2.
Morbius?
Morbius!
It's all Sony.
It's
Marvel
all the
movies.
same
It's all
to me.
the same show.
Yeah.
Movies.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, Venom 2 crew.
Oh, come on. Don't apologize. That movie's bad.
Yeah, I'm enjoying House of the Dragon quite a bit, and I think, like I said, a lot of potential there. So, Tyler, did you do anything else this week?
I did.
We kind of jumped around.
The only thing I did according that you guys did is play Destiny.
Okay. So
I
what
finished Paper Girl season 1. That show is fanboy worthy. Really liked it.
Oh, the ending.
It's
got me so hyped.
Yeah, I really hope we get a season 2. Because it's still not been greenlit. And Dana really hopes we get a season 2. So she loved it. She watched every episode with me.
Nice.
I also went and saw Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah.
Just to do a quick mini review. It's a fanboy worthy. I think if you like Dragon Ball, you'll enjoy this. I would probably go as far to say as if you like superhero movies, you'll like this. Because it very much is a superhero movie. Like, it feels like an Avengers or a Justice League type anime story, basically. Couple things that stood out to me. The animation's this like hybrid, almost like video game style, comic book stylized thing, with like the normal anime art styles. It was really jarring at first. Like, it started and I kind of leaned over to Max and I was like, "Hey man, does Super always look like this?" And he's like, "No." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "They did it for the movie." I was like, "Cool." It's a little slow starting. It's kind of heavy with exposition, but it's really trying to make sure that they're not leaving anybody behind. Because, people like me go see these movies with their friends and they're like, I don't know what's going on. But they really fill you in with some old footage from Dragon Ball Z and the show itself, Dragon Ball Super, and kind of set the stage, and then you go into the story. I think the thing that stood out to me most as someone who watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid and hasn't really watched any Super is it was really refreshing to get a movie in that universe where Goku is not the main character. He has less than 6 minutes of screen time in the whole movie.
Yeah.
It's actually about Gohan, his son, which is really awesome, and Piccolo. So if you like Dragon Ball at all, I'd highly recommend this. Seriously. And if you just like anime, I think this is worth your time. I was really impressed by it. I would absolutely go see it again. I also would just want to add, if you want to watch this one, you should also watch Dragon Ball Super Broly, which was the first movie. Also really good. My only con for this movie, I guess, would be that it does feel like 3 separate episodes. Like, it's very Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Like, it's probably one of the easiest distinctions in a movie I've ever seen, but it just felt like 3 episodes put into one. They're like, yep, it's a movie. Whereas Broly felt like it was something that needed to be a movie. So, do with that what you will. I really liked it. It's fanboy worthy for me. I will likely watch this again when it's out. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to add. Played more Madden. Lost power in my house Saturday. That kind of sucks. Oh! I got to see the Steam Deck this weekend.
Oh!
JT brought over his Steam Deck. I didn't play anything on it. I just kind of looked at it and held it. Man, ergonomically, it is one of the most comfortable handheld consoles I've ever felt.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the feel of it is that the buttons are really far off to the right.
Oh, interesting.
So it feels like they're almost on the very edge of the console.
Yeah.
But I'll play it next time. JT had it for a day, and I was scared I was gonna break it.
Yeah,
so make some comments about your tux.
Yeah, he's wearing a tux.
My tuxedo, yeah. What's up, Siebel? Good to see you back,
Yeah,
man.
welcome in, sir.
My tux with a zipper.
Welcome to the show.
But yeah, I think a highlight was definitely Paper Girls. Dope.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, then we can move on to some trailers. Non-game trailers. We'll get to those here in a minute. We did have some movie and TV show trailers. First one, Pinocchio, the Tom Hanks Disney Plus original. I thought it looked weird, and I'm not a huge fan of Pinocchio to begin with. Yep. So, I would rather see Guillermo del Toro's weird version than this, again, it's a Disney copy-paste, graphics enhance.
I actually like this trailer. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Alright. I get it sideways. It didn't do
I liked Pinocchio as a kid.
I didn't watch it because I don't like Pinocchio.
Love it, Luke. Love it. Next one I have is Slumberland. This is a Netflix, starring Jason Momoa, and it just kind of reminded me of what might a not so serious Sandman show be like.
This is Sideways Thumb. I don't.
Yeah, this one, it wasn't terribly interesting for me either.
Yeah, like I watched it and I was like, okay, yeah, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably never watch it.
Yeah.
Unless it like comes out to astounding reviews, and I'll be like, oh, well, okay.
Unexpected.
Yeah. But like I watched the trailer and it doesn't do anything for me, so.
Yeah.
Pinocchio is the worst Disney movie of all time.
Ooh.
I think Song of the South has that on lock.
Look,
For
there's
lots of reasons.
Dumbo is also pretty bad. Look,
I freaking hate Dumbo.
there's
Like,
some of
I
those
don't like
early
Pinocchio, I hate
Disney
Dumbo.
movies that are
All made on acid.
they're just not good, and maybe do deserve a little bit of like. There's something in the story that could be explored, so maybe like a remake is justified, but at the same time,
But only if they take acid.
yes, acid is
Just
required.
update the acid and it'll update the story.
Oh, there was just today the trailer for Weird Al
The Al Yankovic
the Al
story.
Yankovic story.
You'll
dropped.
get there. We were just gonna let you go. I was gonna let you go.
It's too many of the same words. This is thumbs up. This
Yeah,
looks awesome. Daniel Radcliffe.
He looks great in this.
Yes,
This looks awesome.
it's coming to Roku. Hopefully, it gets wider distribution because I think this is a film that will probably be well received and.
Yeah. I just love, at least it's the vibe I got. Like all of his music being a parody of those songs. This is a parody of all the band movies that come out. They're like, we got to hit all of these notes and we're just going to exaggerate all of them.
Yep.
It looks great. And yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, super underrated actor at this point. Like, yeah, he was Harry Potter and he was great.
Danny just doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like he's very picky with what he chooses to be in. So always nice when he pops up again.
Yeah. Agreed.
Is it
He
only...
also looks jacked in this, or ripped.
Yeah.
Or shredded.
Pretty shredded. Shredded Harry Potter.
Is it
All the girls
only
were
on
praising.
Roku? They didn't say it would be in theaters at all?
I didn't see an in theaters thing, but Tyler can look that up for us real quick while I just stall by saying hello to everyone in the chat. I appreciate
We
you
can read
here.
Deadfist's comment saying, "Don't watch Samaritan." It's a bad movie. I saw the trailer for that movie and I was like, no, I'm good.
He says, JT says that he feels like Radcliffe does one movie about every 2 years. I don't know. I mean, he's been in smaller things.
Yeah, he just doesn't do like anything high profile.
I mean, he was in that the film
Guns
with the, by
Akimbo.
yeah.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
What was the one where he was a floating or a dead corpse?
Swiss Army Man?
Yeah, that was a film by the Daniels, who also did Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good. Did you find the answer,
I
Tyler?
can't tell.
We don't know. Again,
It just says
hopefully
it'll
some sort of distribution.
premiere on the Roku channel.
Okay.
Put it in theaters.
Maybe it comes to theaters. I bet it comes to some like indie theaters who,
So not here.
well, Tallgrass. I bet we'll try and get it.
Oh yeah.
Or they'll just subscribe.
It did have the TIFF
Mm-hmm.
thing before it.
Who knows? All right, the last trailer I have is Empire of Light. This is a Sam Mendes.
Yeah, I'm just thumbs upping this because of the team
Film.
making it.
Yeah.
The trailer doesn't do anything for
Is
me,
he-
but the team making it.
It seems to be a movie about making movies in the early days of cinema. So
I'm giving it Sideways. It's up because of who's making it. Sideways because I think it's a bad trailer.
sure.
And I also get really annoyed at these movies because when you make a movie about Hollywood or making movies, they eat it up. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad or overrated.
It
like,
does give off the like, hey, Oscars.
Yeah, we want
kind
to
of
win
vibe.
one
We want to win a thing, and hopefully that the team behind it is good enough that I think it could still shine on its own. But we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see. Did you guys have any other trailers that I missed, movie or TV?
No.
Cool. Well, then we can just chug right on into news. Nothing? You're not gonna you're not gonna help me with a segue or anything?
Nope. Nope. We're just here, man. We're here to listen to you make train noises. I have a couple.
It's Brett's world. Y'all are just living in it.
I have a couple things that
He's right.
are video game related, but not Gamescom related.
Hit me with them then.
So hit him. He said it.
So the first one is there's a new Mafia game in development at Hangar 13. Hangar 13 is a studio that I didn't know still made games. I'm sorry if that hurt.
No, it really didn't.
Okay.
It
You
didn't.
keep rubbing it. You want me to rub it?
No,
you okay?
no. I was...
Clip it. No.
Clip it. Extract that audio and use it for something inappropriate. Yeah. There's a new Mafia game happening at Hangar 13. Hangar 13, I believe, is like a weird defunct studio that was owned by 2K Games for a while and has kind of just bounced around.
Are they one of those studios that other studios hire just to help out with projects typically?
No, I think they, like, I don't know. They're in one of Jason Schreier's books as like a studio that never really got off the ground and nobody really knew if they were real or not. But now they're making a game and they're making Mafia 4, which has been wanted, I guess, for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's cool, I guess.
Nice. All right.
I've only played Mafia 3 in a very like limited experience.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I really liked what I played of it. I just never had time to really dig in.
Well, looking forward to a trailer to see what more.
The other
see
one,
what it's
the other
all about.
gaming thing I had that's not Gamescom related was there was a Nintendo Treehouse that talked about Splatoon 3's story mode, as well as Harvestella, the Switch game coming up. I think Splatoon 3 looks great. I don't know if you've ever played. Did you ever play Splatoon 2? I like Splatoon. I think it's really fun. This just looks like they're building on what they've already established, and
Nice.
I think it's gonna be really good. So I will probably be getting that one shortly after launch. I was late to the Splatoon party the first time around, so I didn't get to like play the multiplayer a ton because it would take like 5 minutes to get a match.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of want to get this one early so I can play it with people. So we'll see.
Sweet.
And I just have a bunch of TV stuff.
Well,
Do you have?
I
any
have
more?
some TV stuff as well.
Cool. What do you got?
Real quick, we'll kind of bounce back to House of the Dragon. Over the course of its first week, episode 1 reached 25 million in viewership. I am fine, Tyler. You don't.
Making sure you're okay.
It's good.
Luke
I'll
told me
cry
to do it.
after the stream.
Okay. I'll hold you.
Okay. Which is just under what the last couple seasons were for Game of Thrones. So that's really good news for HBO. Episode 2, on the first day, had 10.2 million viewers, which is actually up from episode 1, a couple of percentage points. And then the other Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon news was that season 2 got greenlit. So...
Yeah, I had seen some stuff that like it was like greenlit in the background. And they kind of waited for it to launch before announcing it publicly.
I think they knew it was there was a good chance, and my guess is that yes, they've been working on it.
So they probably started to work on the assets for it, and they were just like, "Yeah, let's just we'll reaffirm ourselves."
But I mean, it makes for a good news.
Yeah,
news. You know, like, hey, look, this is successful.
Yeah, good for them. They need it.
Yeah. Well, you guys got some news?
Luke, do you have anything that's not Destiny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Blackman, who is the showrunner for Umbrella Academy, announced that it's gonna end with season 4. So its next season will be its last one, which might be a good thing because season 3 was a step down. But also, it was announced. Did we know the series is coming yet? He's gonna adapt Horizon Zero Dawn as a series next.
That's right.
Which is
For Netflix, right?
such good news.
Did they say that?
I want to say it was Netflix. It wasn't Amazon. It wasn't Apple.
I'm just glad it's
It
a
is
show.
Netflix. Has
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I'm just glad it's a show
Yeah.
and not a movie because the game is so massive. A movie would have been a disservice, and it's one of my favorite games, so I'm super excited. I can't wait to be disappointed by it.
And probably smart for Sony to diversify where some of those shows are going.
Mm-hmm.
Not throw them all in the basket of HBO.
Yeah.
Especially not now.
Yeah.
Yep. This is exciting. Speaking of video game shows, though, Twisted Metal TV show wrapped filming today. For those keeping score at home, the Peacock original.
Oh man.
They celebrated by having ice cream out of the back of Sweet Tooth's truck.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, over at Disney Plus, apparently it's not greenlit, but they are working on a King Kong live action series.
I saw this and almost
Wait, where?
threw up. Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. And I'm just
Who doesn't have a King Kong Godzilla series at this point? Which one doesn't?
HBO.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, they just sell the rights anyway. So.
Right. I saw this and I was like, this can't be real, right? I thought it was like a joke tweet.
I don't know.
Why?
Confused. I mean, I guess on one hand, Disney Plus could use some more variety in programming, but that's what I think Hulu is mostly for. But I guess if you have Disney but not Hulu, then that's good for you.
I don't know
If
you
Hulu
can
and Disney
actually
Plus
buy them separate now.
got into a ring and had a fight, Disney Plus wouldn't last 5 seconds in that fight.
I feel like Hulu would fight with prison rules.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think it even needs prison rules to win. It'd be like this scene in Warrior when Tom Hardy walks out and just goes boom, fight over.
You know what Hulu would
Disney
do?
Plus is on the ground, just ow.
Hulu would just blow up the volume, and Disney wouldn't know how to make anything anymore.
Yeah. Real quick over in the chat, JT has a question because we haven't talked about streamers in a while. Peacock, he asked, what is Peacock? Peacock a network, a streamer? Peacock is owned by a network.
NBC.
They're owned by NBC, who is owned by Universal's
Universal.
Comcast.
Universal Comcast, yeah.
That's right, yes. So yes, they're owned by network, but the Peacock itself is a streaming service. But you'll find all of the NBC stuff on there, or at least most of it. Again, how TV rights and stuff are distributed
NBC.
is complicated. So yeah, and then Easton says Hulu 100% will win that fight, and I agree.
Yes, they would. We talked about. Luke brought up the Horizon show. I hear Lance Reddick may be available if they want to bring him back.
That would be so awesome.
Because the Resident Evil show was canceled at Netflix after one season.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it didn't look very good.
I've watched a couple episodes and
On purpose?
not impressed. Yeah, it was one of those like.
You're like morbidly curious?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and Lance Reddick was not terrible, but what he was given was not good.
Was he Wesker?
And
Was he playing Wesker?
gosh, I can't even remember these characters' names.
That would be a very strange departure.
I don't even know any of these people.
He was a high up person in an Umbrella.
The Umbrella
He
Academy?
is probably Wesker.
It's ending.
The what?
The Umbrella Academy is ending.
It's
one more season.
But what about Umbrella?
Umbrella.
Rihanna's Umbrella?
Yes. What were we talking about? We were talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah. Yeah, JT, I'm not sure exactly how
You playing
Peacock
Albert?
Network that they may reference Peacock as the network in a larger sense, especially with international distribution. That may be what they're talking about. Or it may be going onto TV at some point as well. But yeah, for sure it'll be on the streaming service Peacock. Over, I guess, more Netflix news. Francis Lawrence is in talks to direct BioShock.
Oh yeah,
for Netflix.
This is happening,
and so
much
the
video game news, like in other mediums. This is cool.
Game adjacent news.
Yeah, I love this. This is great.
Yeah, so this is he is the director of some of the Hunger Game movies. I'm not sure what else he's done. The last couple.
What's his name?
I think he did
Francis Lawrence. Oh, did he do all of them?
Francis Lawrence.
L.A.
There. I believe on the thing I saw was.
What else?
I just saw the last one mentioned, but I didn't look up his IMDb.
He did I'm Legend.
Oh.
Oh, he did Slumberland.
Oh, the TV series.
The movie.
Oh, it is a movie.
What else here?
Well,
he did Water for Elephants.
So yeah, he's in talks to direct that. I'm pretty excited for this. I love the BioShock franchise, and I think that it has a lot of potential as a movie or show.
I've only played Infinite.
Really? I think the first one. I love Infinite, but I think the first one's probably better. It's the one that everyone loves. So
first one's good.
I heard it was scary, so I just never played it.
Ah, of course. Luke didn't want to get scared.
That's right.
I wouldn't say it's scary in the sense that you would be affected by it.
I think you'd be fine.
Yeah.
Especially now, but even when you were younger,
I think I played Infinite when I was like probably 15.
Also, if you play it now, like
it was
the
a game
graphics
with
aren't
gold.
gonna be.
I played that game for free, and I want to play it because I didn't have anything to play at the time.
What'd you think of it?
Infinite?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I love that game. So great.
The first one is also good.
Yeah.
Because aren't the first two like in the underwater city place?
I've never played this.
I didn't know Infinite was like even a prequel or anything.
The
I was
underwater
just like,
city.
This is cool.
The underwater city called Rapture.
Rapture.
Yeah.
It's dope.
It is pretty cool. Did they say if it's going to take place in Rapture?
Oh yeah. Supposedly it's a like it's
game?
BioShock 1.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's
That's
not,
awesome. I can't wait to see how they choose to portray that visually.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very interested in that.
Yeah, there's some big twists that work really well for a game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as well for a movie, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, I didn't join in that. Didn't know we were doing that.
My next thing, I guess, and I don't think we talked about this last week, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan joining The Boys season 4.
Yeah,
The Boys.
I'm not sure if we mentioned it last week. JT mentioned it in the chat. That's great. Great pick, I think.
Is he playing?
I don't know. But Kripke's bringing his boys, man. Supernatural cast is going to be completed over in The Boys by the end of that show.
It's just going to transition to like Supernatural season 18.
Oh gosh.
But it'll be good.
With no rules. Just cuss and blow up whatever you want.
Yeah.
Body parts.
He's playing
buildings.
Soldier Boy's father. Ha ha ha.
That would track.
Man, that read, Luke. Can you please read all of our comments in that kind of monotone,
That deadpan.
dry voice? Good lord.
Yeah. That's cool, though. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yep, agreed. Maybe another somewhat good news for Warner Brothers. Matt Reeves signed a first look deal with Warner Brothers TV. We need to be specific about that, because I don't know what that means for his movies, but I didn't feel like I got a real good sense of this was everything, this was TV stuff. Tyler's concerned. He's looking.
I am concerned.
Going to be looking it up. I think Matt Reeves is a great resource to have, and Warner Brothers, with all their cuts they've been making, even some of his stuff.
Multi-year first look film deal at Warner Bros. And re-ups with Warner Bros. TV.
Okay. Great. So it looks like it'll be both. And again, that's just the first look. Doesn't mean he's guaranteed, but chances are...
He's going to be like, hey, here's this Batman movie. What do you guys think? And they're going to be like,
we'll sell it to the highest bidder.
We don't want it. And Disney will be like, we'll take that.
Dude, the best story of the week was
please.
Netflix, Apple, and Amazon are all interested in the Batman animated TV show. It's like, no way. What's the reason Warner Bros. Discovery isn't?
Everybody knows what Warner has except for themselves. Classic.
If you're in a bidding war and you're a distributor, if you're that company, it should not be a bidding war. You should be producing it. You should be making it.
Yeah, all the other major players are like, yeah, we'll throw tons of money at this. That should be your side.
Chances are you shouldn't sell.
Maybe we shouldn't sell this. Maybe there is something here.
Oh.
Netflix is going to go bankrupt trying to get this show.
Too late.
An animated show, too. Yeah, that. Even better.
Too late. They're
That's
all
true.
already bankrupt.
That's true. Maybe them and Cineworld can die in infamy together.
Nah,
I've got one last story.
I've got a couple more.
You got a couple more?
I've got two things in DC World.
Ooh, hit me with them.
The first one is that Dan Lin looks like he might have the role of Kevin Feige. I like how we just call the role Kevin Feige.
It's just Kevin Feige.
Even though the role is...
Or in the quotation marks.
What's the job, though? Producer. The job is the producer for DC films.
Yeah.
Sure.
He did like the Lego movies.
He did the Lego movies. He is doing the new what's it called? Avatar: The Last Airbender show. Here, I have it up here.
Look, it's not a job that I envy. I think anyone who takes that job, anyone who would take that job, we would all be like, do they have the experience? Like, I don't care how many years of experience you have. It's almost an impossible task. I think Feige has proven that it's like a 1 in a million thing, and even then, it's not gonna last because I've yet to see anyone. Look, the internet's full of people, so yes, there are people out there who love Phase 4, but like for the most part, I think most people agree Phase 4 has been a bit of a miss, and to put it nicely.
Well done.
So
better than I would have said.
I would have called it a snoozer.
I just think that I guess I'm just interested to see where they go with it. So I'll have to wait 4 or 5 years. But
I need a feather.
we'll get there.
As long as Dan Lin and Zaslav don't cancel Blue Beetle, be okay.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it.
Especially with them moving 2 properties out of...
Yep, this was the
this
next story I
year.
had. Shazam and Aquaman have both been delayed.
Because they don't have marketing money.
They only have enough money to release 2 movies this year. First of all, I don't know why in the world you would say that to anybody. It's like, yeah, we're delaying them because, we just don't have the money to promote any of our movies. Oh, so you don't have any money.
Like, come work on our next project, please.
But we're going to sign a first look deal with...
That's why they don't have money. They probably gave it all to Matt Reeves.
That's like the opposite of marketing, and they already don't have money for marketing. It's like, maybe you shouldn't hire a producer for DC films, but hire a marketing department. Or an accountant. I don't know.
Luke, you're an accountant?
That's what I tell people. Technically, I'm not an accountant.
Dang it. I was going to get you in the door.
I don't want that job. Listen, I'll be the little guy doing spreadsheets, but I don't want to be like running their accounting department. Oh my gosh.
JT nailed it. Starting to sound like Sony. Oh, DC is kind of starting to sound like Sony.
But kind of going off that story, I also just think it's funny that one of the movies that they don't have money for, but they're putting it into is Black Adam. And
The Rock's paying for that one.
The Rock's paying for that
sure.
one.
Yeah.
But the other one is Don't Worry, Darling, which now is another Warner Bros. Controversial movie.
What a disaster that whole thing is.
Florence Pugh is not going to be on the press tour for it.
She's only doing the press at the festival.
Yeah. But I guess her and Olivia Wilde got some beef. Olivia Wilde wanted Shia LaBeouf to come back, and since he's a known abuser, Florence Pugh was like, no.
And then she brought in Harry Styles, who I guess she's dating.
Now, I guess so, yeah.
It's an absolute mess.
Olivia Wilde's had an interesting year.
Yeah.
That served divorce papers in the middle of a press conference. Now has been caught lying and playing, both sides of the coin outwardly in Hollywood. I wonder what her next project's gonna be or when.
It's Spider-Woman.
She is directing that, huh? Sony's probably like, oh yeah, we're gonna have female orgasms in this movie.
Is she gonna get James Gunned? They're gonna kick her off it and then bring her back.
Ooh, maybe. That's what I think.
I don't know. Probably not.
She's gonna get kicked off, and then she's gonna sign up to direct a DC movie, and then they're gonna bring her back.
And that DC movie's gonna do well, yeah. Well, probably not, but we can hope.
Honestly, it's kind of always up in the air now if a DC movie's gonna do well. Because DC put out one of their best movies, and it did really well, but it didn't hit $1 billion, so it's a failure. In
Colossal failure.
Let's just keep talking about drama at DC. Ezra Miller, I guess, went to the executive office.
Oh yeah, so after
Warner Brothers Discovery,
right after we talked about that last week,
that broke.
That happened.
Yeah, they thought that WB Discovery was going to cancel the Flash movie, so they went to the execs and apologized. Amidst all that,
freaking Warner DC Discovery,
it is a disaster.
Dumpster fire right now. Like, what is going on? Literally nothing is going right.
The plane is on fire.
The
pilots are jumping out.
Dude, it's so
bad. The beacon of hope is that the hierarchy is going to change and the freaking Black Adam boy, the Ron Johnson.
If you'd have told me 20 years ago that Black Adam is hoping to be the savior of the DC universe, I would have laughed hysterically at you.
Plot twist, The Rock doesn't run for president, but he becomes president of...
president. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, Walter Hamada's out. That's a thing.
Dude.
In the process of being out. That would happen this week, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
More, DC...
Executive shakeup, which part of that was expected. It was just like, how long is it going to take?
We want to pile on DC. Let us pile on DC.
No, I'm not saying
Stop rationalizing
I'm not saying it's good news.
So, you guys want to put our $12 together and see if we can get in that office or what? See what we can do?
I don't think we need $12. I feel like we could walk in
and be like, "Hey, we got an
idea." Be like, "We got an idea for a movie," and they'll be like, "We'll do it, but we're gonna sell it for a tax write-off."
And
I'll be like, "Can I get paid?"
You know what?
Will you pay us?
Can our names can we get a little IMDb credit? You know?
Will they hold funeral screenings for us like they did for Batgirl this week?
Dude, that's
a huge FU to your creators, I feel like.
Yeah, that was dirty.
I feel like someone in PR was probably like this would be like a really nice like send off. Like we want to show people like that their work wasn't in vain, but we're gonna burn the film footage after everyone watches this. So like,
they have to
it belongs in a museum.
So they have to prove destruction, right?
I think
because
so.
Of the tax write-off. Because they're like I work in pharma. Let's go down this road, I guess. When you are getting rid of something like that, you have to prove. You have to sign a certificate of destruction and prove the destruction of that product.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is the same way because of the tax write-down or whatever they did.
Mm-hmm.
Be interesting to know the logistics of all of that.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear.
Yeah. No one in the public's ever seen that film.
We need a documentary.
Let's do it.
Let's
walk on.
The death of Superman lives, Batgirl.
We're going to walk onto the studio lot with our cameras and be like, we're filming this documentary. And who's going to stop us? They fired all the security guards, probably.
Man, now I kind of miss Jon Schnipp.
Mm.
He was a great guy.
Sorry,
I really
Luke
dragged that down
on us.
Well, should we?
I've got one more.
Okay.
Okay. Matt Shakman is no longer directing Star Trek 4, guys. Mainly because
that's a sad, quiet story.
Mainly because he's directing most likely Fantastic Four. He's the guy who did WandaVision. So I honestly don't really know what to think. I did like WandaVision, except for like
The end.
the.
Last 2 episodes.
I guess I liked what they gave us. His thing that I didn't think the execution was there.
Yeah, I remember seeing that this week, or maybe just.
Are they
today.
giving up on Spielberg? No.
All I can think is
I
that
forgot about that.
they must have had a good. They must have had a good working relationship. Good enough.
They got to hire in house now.
I wouldn't have
AKA
said
yes enough times.
I wouldn't have said WandaVision was like, oh, like great directing there. Like it was good, but for Fantastic Four, I mean, I think Fantastic Four is maybe one step down from like what an Avengers or like there's maybe Avengers in the MCU verse. There's Avengers, then there's X-Men, then there's Fantastic Four. In terms of like like these are the important, the big properties that people care about. And it's just it's an interesting choice. I think it feels like a safe choice. But
which is their style.
more power. I mean,
Will you do exactly what we say on the
working
movie?
on Star Trek,
you're hired.
which Star Trek is kind of in this place where they kind of want a little bit of a revival. So they must have seen something in him. Paramount must have seen something in him to hire him for that. So yeah, now we get to decide who makes the next Star Trek movie. J.J. Abrams, going back to J.J.
I wouldn't actually mind if they went back to Justin Lin.
Lin would be great.
Star Trek Beyond was
literally,
amazing.
I was literally typing that in as you said it.
He's free.
He is free. Yeah, he's got time.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Rahul Kohli, right there. Reed Richards. Do it.
Cool. All right, are we ready to talk about some Gamescom stuff?
Yes.
It's not technically Gamescom, so I'll start with the Destiny trailer.
Oh, sure.
That.
New expansion for Destiny coming next February, Lightfall. I'm excited. We're going to Neptune, new Darkness subclass with Strand, which is got a grappling hook.
You can just grapple anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to grapple onto a building or a tree, or it's just shoot it in the air and grapple.
Everybody is
It's like Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2. You just
there's a plane up there or a helicopter,
Oh yeah, that's it.
Everybody I know that's been talking about is just really excited to do game-breaking stuff in the old locations.
Yeah,
like going through old raid jumping puzzles and just swinging through.
Dude, I wonder what the first
how
raid
that's
jumping
gonna be
puzzle is
like.
going to be with that.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be so hard.
Yeah. Jumping's hard enough in Destiny. Some other things that have just been are going to be added and updated. They're adding loadouts into Destiny, which is super awesome. In-game
cool.
loadouts to just select. They're finally getting an LFG in-game, so you won't have to use third-party apps, which is super nice. Destiny has always advertised as being an MMO first-person shooter, and they're actually adding MMO stuff, which is nice. A new engine upgrade is coming or came. I don't really remember on that. And because they're doing that, they're not sunsetting any more expansion story stuff anymore. Seasonal content will still be removed.
Yeah.
But like your Witch Queens and your Lightfall, big expansions will stay around.
Shadowkeep's not going away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which hopefully means we don't get. Yeah, I mean we can't get actual like location sunsetting like we had to. So, R.I.P. to.
What if they had something?
Titan and Mercury.
Can they just like slide in the Red
man,
War
I kinda
campaign?
I kind of miss little Mercury hanging out over there.
Dude,
It wasn't a big space, but it was fun.
I feel like I miss Titan every day I play Destiny. That was one of my favorite places.
Titan was good.
It's nice because it just rained there.
Yeah.
Another little cool thing that kind of just happened this week was Bungie, Destiny, and Fortnite had a crossover.
Oh yeah.
So you can buy Fortnite skins in Destiny. I will admit I bought one.
The select, yeah. There's kind of three.
They are awesome. and I bought the Warlock one.
Yeah,
it's so good. The Kitsune, I don't know if I'm saying it right, skin from Fortnite. It looks so good. And then in Fortnite right now, you can buy Destiny skins. Like you can play as Zavala, you can play as Exo Ranger or Ikora. Your glider is a sparrow and you like surf on it. And then you can also play Control on Javelin 4 inside of Destiny. It's so weird. I watched it when they were doing the crossover promotion. Yeah, you go into the creative mode, you pick your class, and then you play Control on Javelin 4, which is a map in Destiny.
It's so wild.
It was crazy. They partnered Fortnite streamers and Destiny streamers together, and I was watching them that day. It was a lot of fun. It was also really interesting to watch professional Fortnite players play Destiny for like the first time.
Oh yeah.
And be led around by professional Destiny players.
Did they do like PvE stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like they did the new seasonal pirate stuff.
Nice. Did they like it? Most of them?
From what I could tell, yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I love Destiny, and I'm really excited for Lightfall. It looks. I don't think anybody's expecting cyberpunk-y theme.
No.
I remember I saw the logo, and neon,
and I texted you, and I was like, I don't think I like the logo. It feels weird.
It looks like the Lightyear poster.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then you were like, you'll watch the trailer and it'll make sense. And I was like, okay. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, I think I texted you like immediately. I was like, I get it now. I understand. Yeah, because like the first thing I saw on Twitter was just like the Lightfall key basically, and I was like, I don't like that.
But you missed Europa. Europa's there, bud. It's right there.
Europa's still there. What did he get? Sunset, Titan, Io, Mercury,
Destiny 1.
The
Tangled Shore.
Belt, Tangled Shore. So, I wonder if he's talking about Io. Io's another moon of a gas giant.
Didn't miss Io. Good.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's okay, JT. We got you. So then we did have Gamescom opening night.
And other things.
So lots of games. Not a ton of announcements, like reveals, but some gameplay and trailers and a couple reveals. First one I have on here, Dead Island 2.
Yes.
Back from the dead.
Man,
got tired of being made fun of, man.
Dead Island was a game that came out when we were in college
probably,
and was so fun and stupid and just awesome. I loved it, so I'm kind of actually excited for this.
They saw the Goat Simulator 3 trailer and they're like, no, we can't take this.
Right? They're like, we're coming back.
Back.
My note for that is I just thought the trailer was visually really good looking.
Yeah.
I think it looks good. And I guess they have like a gore engine that they're pimping out in all these events. I don't really know. Engine. Like they have like a procedurally generated gore, I think. Something like that.
Interesting.
Fascinating. Tyler, or maybe we'll go over to Luke since Tyler's looking up things. Luke, is there a
call
game
it Flesh internally
you want to mention?
I have two games that I'm really excited for, and I'll mention one.
It's fully procedural, yes.
Hogwarts Legacy. Everything that comes out for that looks awesome.
Yeah, the Dark Magic trailer was great.
Awesome.
If the game is good, I'll probably be a Dark Wizard on my second playthrough.
I think what's been really cool about that game is like all the kind of press for it has been somewhat negative, like delays and rumors of it being troubled in the background, and then like everything they show, I'm like, no, this looks good. This looks like a fun game. And it seems like now it's kind of picking up its steam. Because everything they've shown, it just increasingly looks better and better.
I think it's probably one of those properties that got caught up in some of the drama because of the fact that it's with J.K. Rowling, and like all games go through some kind of problem, right? If you don't, then it's probably just you're taking time, which then we may have to delay talks. But I think that it looks like they're doing great stuff with it. So high hopes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tyler?
I wrote this one down because I felt like being petty to Brett. And I kind of feel bad about doing it because I punched Brett earlier.
Because it's a single-player game?
No. This is a deeper cut than that. A game called Moonbreaker. It's set in the Warhammer universe. It's a tactical RPG. And the world was aided and created by none other than Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
Brett loves Brandon
I
Sanderson.
love
It's his favorite guy
Brandon Sanderson.
Did you write a book that pissed you off or something?
No. Look, it's very.
I legit don't know who this is.
It's very personal. I'd rather not talk about it.
Oh, okay.
In a public setting.
It's really funny. So this kind of goes back, and I won't obviously share the details, but like we were at the press thing for Planet. It was the year I think you couldn't go, and we were like sitting in this panel. And like the panel doesn't happen, so we're just kind of chatting with other
Was
people.
it a Brandon Sanderson panel?
Brandon Sanderson was the panel after, and he like comes in, and Brett's like, "Oh, we gotta go, man." It was so awesome. But Brandon Sanderson's just a popular author. People really like his work.
He's fun. Look,
he
fine.
writes fantasy
He's
stuff.
fine.
What did he write?
All sorts of
Way
fantasy.
of Kings. It's all.
Bro, I got
super.
no idea who this guy is.
Yeah. Look him up.
He
I'm
finished-
so uncultured.
He finished.
He finished Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched that show on Amazon. It was pretty good. It was okay.
Oh, he finished
Brandon.
the books.
He finished the books?
Yeah, so like
His
the
author
original
died.
author, something Anderson maybe.
I think it's Rick.
Brandon S. Anderson.
Oh gosh, man.
I think it's Rick Jordan. Yeah,
Robert Jordan.
Robert
Jordan. Oh, and I don't know where I got Anderson. Yeah, Robert Jordan.
Sanderson, maybe.
In-
Just a guess.
Brandon Sanderson's in the chat right now going,
Screw this Brit guy.
In any case, I think he's a fine author. I've read very little of his work, and in any case,
I've not read any of it. I just like to
There's
pick on Brett.
there's a game coming out.
Yeah, it's a
that-
tactical RPG game. He's helped create the world. That seems to be the thing. Find a trendy author, have them help you create a world, sell a game. It does well because his fans will check it out.
Yeah.
It's called Moonbreaker. You kind of play as like these little game pieces on a board. It looks cool. It's not my kind of game, but
Yeah.
I think it looks neat.
Yeah, nice.
But what's your next one?
Gotham Knights.
Oh,
Kind of the same with
call, good
Hogwarts.
call.
They keep putting out really good trailers and things for it.
I think it looks better each time I see it. The only thing I've seen recently I didn't like is they kind of I don't know, and I don't know if you've watched it, but they did like the Harley Quinn boss fight preview.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Just the combat just looks a little sticky. I think it's just it'll take some playing to get used to. I don't think it doesn't like scare me off the game, but you know what I mean by sticky, right? Like it looks like you hit a button and the direction's kind of predisposed for
like
you.
a person that made the game but doesn't know how to play the game is playing it.
No.
That's what I always
No.
feel like I'm watching. Like you'll be at E3 and there's somebody that is doing the Call of Duty demos, like walking around so slow, just like this. It's like they're not playing it how we play video games.
It's almost. I think Tyler. Do you mean it almost feels a little magnetized or?
Yeah. There's a lot of assisting when you when you try to attack things. Like if you hit square to throw a punch, it looks like it's like you could look this way and be like, like it will direct you on its own. So it'll take some time to get used to when I start playing it. But all in all, I'm excited for that game. I think the story is going to be really good, and that's what I'm excited about.
I think this game, like you said, the story, it really fascinates me. I will probably wait to hear what you think of combat and whatnot before I jump in, because it's not my typical style of gameplay that I really enjoy. So you'll have to you'll have to just be honest with me, and we'll see. Maybe I'll really be in it.
They also revealed in the Gotham Knights thing just who the villains under the Court of Owls will be.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, Penguin, Freeze, and Clayface. Shout out Clayface.
Clayface.
Getting some love.
Heck yeah.
What's
I'll
your
see
next
you at
one?
the premiere.
The next one that I'd say I was intrigued by, I wouldn't say too many of these games caught my oh yeah, I can't wait to play that, but I was intrigued by was High on Life. This is the Rick and Morty game. It's not Rick and Morty, but it is to some degree. I think it looks interesting. I don't think the combat looks all that fun, but it seems like it's less about the combat and more about the meta-ness or
Being funny.
It's about the jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I actually really look forward to High on Life. I think it looks fun. Looks like Borderlands meets Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I love in the gameplay trailer too, like the alien talks about how he built this teleporter. And then the teleporter just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you have to walk anyways. It's like, that's pretty funny. But you walk out of the house that looks like a normal neighborhood home, and then you walk into this giant space city, and you're like, what? It just, I don't know. I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I don't think it's trying to be anything more than what it's showing you.
Yeah.
And I think it knows what it is, and it'll be fun.
I think you're right. Tyler, what's
The
your
next one
game?
I have is, and this is my last one because I think most of them have been hit on, but Lies of P.
Lies of Pain.
Lies of Peen. This one looks it's like it's being marketed as a Pinocchio inspired Souls game, kind of like Bloodborne meets the world of Pinocchio. Yeah, I don't really know. I won't
Jiminy
play
Cricket
this, but I'm interested to see kind of the buzz around this game with how successful Elden Ring was, how beloved Bloodborne is.
We're definitely in that phase of game making where developers are like, we're gonna make it more Souls-like.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Let's try to capture that magic.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's an interesting. We're in this weird, interesting Pinocchio resurgence. It's just super odd.
Yeah, it is weird.
And
And
there's two movies and a game coming out.
Bunch of projects happening all at the same time.
Why
so
Pinocchio? It's
Because
weird.
people like it, man.
Steampunk Bloodborne Pinocchio. Three
Probably
things
went
that I
into
just don't think
public
should go
domain
together.
5 years ago.
Also true.
We're gonna get
Be
a
my guess.
Bloodborne Winnie the Pooh next, right after the Winnie the Pooh.
Well,
horror
it looks
movie.
like it is kind of at the end of that Lies of P thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the first DLC.
Oh
It's
my
basically
gosh.
like a Soulsborne Kingdom Hearts game with all the public domain that's
Domain
available.
character. Sounds terrifying and awesome.
When did Pinocchio?
Luke, did you have any other games that stood out to you?
Let's see if I can think of one off the top of my head.
1940.
I watched the trailers 30 minutes ago because I didn't pay attention to Gamescom at all. What was the sand game?
Atlas Fallen?
Actually,
Dune.
there was multiple sand games.
Dune
The
Awakening.
sand game. That's the one I'm thinking of. I thought
Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Fallen. Yeah, I thought it looked interesting. I thought the trailer was really cool, but I was worried it was going to be like a MMO or a tactical thing because that's what their trailers always are.
Yeah.
But then it turned out to be a third-person action game, so I was like, okay, maybe. But I don't really know. It just looked interesting.
Yeah.
I guess you had Dune.
There was zero gameplay from that. but,
Dune it just looks like it's going to be a...
Like,
The-
here are these things from the movie.
The book
You remember you
had a
liked it?
movie, and the game is based on the movie. Like, it's got the same poster art.
Yeah.
Visually looks the same, like all the worms and the machines and
Well,
everything.
even the logo.
The Omnithopters all look the same.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dune Spice Wars is the real-time strategy game.
That's what I thought it was.
Oh. Yeah. This is the
I just don't know.
RPG, probably.
The survival something.
Survival game. The last thing I'm going to mention is not a game. It is the DualSense Edge controller. This is kind of PlayStation's response to the Elite, which the Elite controller has been out for like 8 years, so a little late on that response. But I will say the new DualSense, which comes with the PlayStation 5, is a really good controller. So like, no shade towards PlayStation and their controllers in the last 2 or 3 years. They know what
the previous controllers.
Oh yeah, I mean no, they did. They were not great.
Yeah.
So this looks great. Kind of the same thing. It has bumpers, some extra buttons, some ability to customize some stuff. So looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the final thing would be Forspoken.
Yeah.
I feel like that's worth mentioning. That game's been delayed like 4 times.
Was there a trailer at Gamescom?
There's a 10-minute gameplay clip.
I'll watch it later.
The powers and stuff look really neat. JT texted me today. He's like, dude, I don't know if you had a chance. He's like, but you should watch it. It looks cool. It's not really my style of game. Like I don't think I'll be picking this one up.
Yeah.
But I agree with JT. The powers look awesome. Like it looks really cool. It looks like a lot though, because it's like really fast paced. It just looks like a lot to try to manage and balance, but if they can find an easy control scheme for it, I think it'll have potential to do well.
Yeah.
Square games are really boom or bust, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm very interested in seeing how this one does commercially.
Yeah.
But I think it visually looks really cool. I would
agree with that.
I don't really know what they're going for from a story standpoint because I've not paid attention closely enough, but it'll be interesting to see what it does.
Indeed. I think that wraps up our Gamescom chat. Those are kind of the things that we thought looked most interesting. If there was something that we missed that you thought just looked awesome, let us know so we can double back to it. Maybe we missed something.
We didn't talk about Callisto Project and how you watch a water slide simulation for about 3.5 minutes and then he dies. And it's like
bad trailer. Still intrigued by that game. Bad trailer.
I'm excited for that game.
Yeah.
I'm also excited for the Dead Space remake that comes out 1 month before it.
Yeah.
They come out like 1 month apart.
You should wait on Dead Space and just play them at the same time, right next to each other.
Ooh, one of us play one of us play the other.
Compare them.
Luke, watch both of us and get doubly scared.
I'm busy doing anything else.
I love it.
I'm playing Destiny.
Of course you are. That is what you do.
I do that.
So we do have a Fanbox question this week, courtesy of JT. Here's how he phrased it. I've seen someone online say this. You can't have Batgirl in the DCU without Batman. My question is, could you build a universe with a side characters? So this would be the DC universe, sidekicks or side characters. And which ones would you start with? Who is kind of your Iron Man? He kind of thinks the obvious might be to start with Teen Titans, but you know.
Yeah.
Is there another option? Because a little bit like Batgirl, like with Robin, can you have Robin without Batman? How do you make that? Tell me, pitch it.
You can, but I think it's a lot less interesting because Robin without Batman, Robin is just Batman.
Sure. Touche.
Teen Titans, though, only one of them is a sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
Robin. Starfire isn't a sidekick. Cyborg's not a sidekick. Beast Boy's not a sidekick. And Raven isn't a sidekick. They're just young.
The young characters.
They're the young characters.
Young Justice.
And they kind of fit his question.
They're all kind of the B or C characters,
Yeah.
except for Cyborg. I mean, he's been elevated more of late, I think. He's a member of the Justice League occasionally.
You could even go the Young Justice route.
Yeah.
You can go that team.
Yeah.
That's
really
the best version of doing things with sidekicks as their own show.
Yeah.
Well, at least the first 2 seasons.
I think especially when you're talking about them as a younger group, or as younger characters, it's more interesting to put them in that group dynamic.
Yeah.
Because it allows those relationships and friendships and rivalries to really take on a different life than, you know, a grumpy Batman versus a strong-headed Superman. You have a Starfire who's just trying to figure out what it's like to be a teenage girl dealing with Robin, or Beast Boy, who is just kind of a uncontrollable
teen boy,
fly by the seat of his pants character. Kid.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they, I mean, because you could,
if you did a solo film, who would you start with?
With sidekicks?
Yeah.
But with no reference to their...
To the greater team?
To their mentor.
Yes. Essentially. You can't have Batgirl without Batman, is kind of the statement that was
I think I
floated out
mostly
there.
Agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I think if you do the story... I said earlier, if you just make a Batgirl movie, it's just a Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just... Batman is a girl.
Yeah.
Dude,
I think also it takes a lot of the character away.
Mm-hmm.
Where like a lot of sidekick stories, like with Robin going to the Teen Titans, was I want to do this on my own because I don't want to be around you anymore.
Yeah.
I want to be a leader. Well, depending on the story.
Well, and I think a little bit like even Gotham Knights kind of tackles that in a way. Batman's not around. He's dead,
Yeah.
but he's still had an influence over all these characters. So it allows you to have the characters without Batman, but he's, again,
Still a piece.
he still has
He's
to
still
be a
there,
piece
yeah.
because he's mentored these people.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you start it with? That's hard. Probably Raven. That's so big. And I feel like they just did it with Titans, the show.
Mm.
I don't know. Here's my cop-out answer. Start it with Blue Beetle. Comes out next year.
Someone else already figured it out, so we're gonna hope that they did it well.
I just like that character.
Yeah.
And he fits in Young Justice. We'll do that. And Ted Kord's the mentor. You don't need Batman.
Yeah.
I guess you could probably even do Blue Beetle without having Ted Kord really be involved.
You could. Just do the Scarab.
It might just not work for your A-list sidekicks.
Right.
Like, you can't have a Superboy movie without Superman. He's
Right.
just Superman.
or a Superboy movie without Lex in
Yeah.
some capacity.
Yeah.
You could do, let's make a weird team here. You could go Blue Beetle, Static, Raven, Cyborg, and Beast.
I think of it like you have a story about Nightwing or whoever, Batgirl, but they are kind of the gateway to the universe. Like a movie of Batgirl, the cut scene at the end of Batgirl shows who trained her. Boom, universe expands from there.
Oh.
Okay.
So could you make a Batgirl film that
As you're jumping off point.
doesn't reference
Okay.
Batman? That could be interesting. Everyone would know,
Or
right?
just even like,
But
I think
then-
what he means by who's your Iron Man, who's your first, what's your first
Who's
movie?
your glue? Who's your starter? Yeah.
Like, we made a Batgirl movie, and now we're heading into the DCU, and it's filled with all this stuff.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Batman's too critical.
I just think people would see that and be so uninterested at first. I think you need a big jumping off point.
Well, I think much like Iron Man, though, you have to go the route of a less popular character.
Probably. You probably couldn't
Like a
do it
Blue
with
Beetle.
one of the Bat family.
Yeah, you could do it like Blue Beetle, or you could do it. You could even do it with like Static,
Yeah.
like looking for a family, or like you could do it with any of the smaller characters. Do it with Beast Boy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would be weird, and people would probably not go see it. But if you really wanted to kick it off with a younger character, I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Green Lantern doesn't fit the the mold, but I would love Green Lantern.
I mean,
I would love a good Green Lantern movie.
Green Lantern in films has always been a C-list character.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for somebody to get Green Lantern right.
Yeah.
We gotta have to do it ourselves. Put on the backpack, boys.
Somebody in the world just went. Zack Snyder got it right.
Oh yeah.
No, they didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh.
The guy who filmed in his garage.
Visually, yeah, sure. I guess he had a light over his chest. And the ring flew away.
He had a green.
But
he
he
had a green
only
light.
shot lasers.
Oh man. Oh, that was a good Fanbox question. Thank you,
It
JT.
was, yeah.
Appreciate that. I think that brings us to the end of the show. So I'm super hyped for next week. We get to talk Lord of the Rings. I will probably do nothing else this week. I'm too excited for that. So, yeah. All right. Thank you all for watching the stream. Siebel, JT, Easton, Nick's in here a little bit late, but he's here. Appreciate you guys.
That's right, baby.
And joining us in the chat, man. We love having the chat here. Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast. The OG way of we distribute.
Yeah, right.
The original way of distribution for What the Fanboy. Anyways, we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
See ya.